Hi, I hope you're doing well. For this video abstract, I am focusing on the article Quality of Mother-Child Interaction Before, During, and After Smartphone Use. This article was published in 2021, and the authors were Carolin Konrad, Mona Hillman, Janine Rispler, Luisa Niehaus, Lina Neuhoff, and Rachel Barr. So this article was created in collaboration with the CAFE Consortium, which is an interdisciplinary group of psychology, pediatrics, communications, and human development. And the overall goal of the consortium is to create more accurate early digital media assessments, especially as our world relies more and more on technology. So sort of a background thread to this article is the question, how does mother-child interaction shift before, during, and after smartphone use? And how does this maybe differ from another type of media such as paper and pencil? So some key definitions to understand in relation to this article is technoference is the big one. So technoference involves disruptions to parent-child interactions during parental media use. So an example of that would be texting, as seen in this picture here. As the result of technoference, there is a blank expression on the parent's face. So, for example, if they're reading their cell phone, babies tend to get upset when parents have a blank face because they're not visibly interacting with them, which can be confusing. And sort of a guiding question is, does this apply to non-digital media as well? So for the method of this study, the researchers explored changes to interactions between mothers and their 21-month-old babies before, during, and after interruptions due to a 2-minute interruption during free play. So the interruption was administered in 2 different forms, an online questionnaire on the smartphone or a pen and paper questionnaire. So there was 2 different groups and they got 2 different conditions. So the mothers also filled out the CAFE media questionnaire online before the experiment to kind of shed light on how much media use they had in their homes before doing this experiment. So for results of this experiment, mothers were less responsive and initiated fewer activities when using smartphones compared to when they weren't using their smartphones. So the interruptions did affect the quality of interaction, but it's interesting to note that it was the same sort, there wasn't necessarily a difference in whether the interruption was digital or on paper. So texting was not more disruptive than writing on paper or filling out the questionnaire. But it's interesting to also note, because it's hard, it is difficult to sort of balance, responsibilities with phone use, especially during childcare. But most mothers monitor children in between use of smartphones. They're checking back in, which is key. And the quality of play recovered quickly after the interruption. So it's not kind of earth-shattering for the child to not be engaged with all the time, because obviously interruptions are going to happen. But we do have some suggestions or ideas to kind of stimulate that joint play in a healthy way. So some implications, parent-child interactions matter. It is difficult for everyone to multitask, and interactions can change during interruptions. Some takeaways involve checking back in with your baby during play if using media. So just sort of reassuring that you're there really helps. And, when possible, if you have the time, setting your phone to do not disturb during joint play can be really helpful for mother-child interactions for parent-child interactions. So we'd invite you to join the Early Learning Project and be a part of one of these studies, if not already. And if you've already participated, thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed your involvement with the Early Learning Project. You can join one of our studies and help make an impact on learning more about childhood development. If you're curious about learning more, you can find out on our website listed below. And I hope this was illuminating. Thanks.